Hello and welcome to TAA Conversations on Art and Peace. I'm Sam Lohman, president of the Art Association, a Swiss nonprofit dedicated to encouraging peaceful engagement through art. At TAA, we celebrate not only the power of art, but the essential role of the artist in the process. Their voice, their vulnerability, and their capacity to shape meaning and healing through creative expression. Our guest today is Christine Ruiz-Kerendi, a psychologist, curator, and cultural leader whose work exemplifies the transformative relationship between art and emotional well-being. Christine has devoted her career to supporting artists, not only through curatorial art management and promotional work, but by attending directly to their emotional and psychological needs. Her practice centers on care for the individual artist, for the communities they engage, and for the broader cultural purpose their work services. As director of Antonio Natal Contemporary, she has championed initiatives such as the Mosaic Installation and Art for Health, and played a key role connecting Antonio to the 224 edition of the TAA International Artists for Peace anthology. Her unique ability to create spaces where creativity, care, and social purpose intersect makes her a powerful voice in the evolving conversation around art as a force for healing and peace. Christine, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure to speak about what I do and my passion, which is my passion. Thank you.
How has your background in psychology shaped the way you work with artists and approach curating?
My background in psychology, particularly in behavior analysis and language patterns, has been fundamental in shaping how I support and collaborate with artists. I see the artist not just as a creative producer, but as a human being with complex inner experiences, emotions, and a unique voice that seeks expression. So understanding these deeper layers helped me recognize where support is most needed, whether it's navigating self-doubt, because they do have self-doubt, overcoming creative blocks, or even finding clarity in the message they want to express. I curate not only exhibitions, but also emotional and intellectual space where artists can feel safe, validated, and empowered to evolve. If psychology has taught me one thing, is that listening, but truly listening, is the first act of peace.
It's just wonderful to know that the type of intellectual, academic, professional, and personal experience that you bring to the table is there to support artists who play such a critical role, who are often found on their own in a unique space where they have to draw upon their own strength to go forward. And that's why we're focusing on you today. And it's just fascinating. How do you approach the process of encouraging and supporting artists on an emotional, creative, and professional level?
Supporting an artist is a holistic process. So emotionally, it means being present during moments of doubt and vulnerability. When doubts comes, or when, like I said before, they lack external validation. So you have to be there. Creatively, I encourage experimentation and help the artist reconnect with the initial source of their inspiration. And if you will, creating a safe boundary where they can fly, explore, and express themselves. Professionally, I act as a strategist, a manager, and a connector, helping them navigate visibility, institutional relationships, and opportunities for growth. Each artist is different, as you know, so I have to adapt my approach to respect their rhythm, their values, and also the level of their ambitions. That's very important. So my goal is not to direct the journey because they're the artist and they have their own journey and their own path, but to walk beside them with integrity, mutual trust, and care.
Could you give us some examples on management, guidance, promoting artists so their work can be reach the impact to the public that presumably they would like to have?
Well, first, at the beginning, I'm not going to get involved with anything the artist does. So the artist comes with his painting, and we look at the painting, and he tells me about the painting after I have been inside the painting by myself, because I need to do that to also have a feedback from the painting by myself, and then I take that artwork, we sit and we talk about what we want to tell people. So what I like to do is that I like to listen to the stories, not only of the painting, but the stories behind the paintings, and help the artist understand what he's done. Because sometimes, like with Antonio Natale, he paints a beautiful painting that has a lot of meaning, and it comes with purpose and research and everything. But he hasn't seen little details that I can see as a beholder, as a bystander, and that really enriches this experiment for the artist. And we can talk about it. As a matter of fact, I'm writing a book right now about some of the stories behind a few of the paintings created by Antonio Natale, the artist of banknotes, and which will be released in 2026.
Exciting. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, so do
I
I.
think I think perhaps first of all, I've attended your curated events, and I would say they are definitely the place to be when they're staged. Uh,
Yes.
but I'd also say you're being a bit modest because I do recall that at least on one occasion, perhaps more, you took over Times Square in New York for
Yes,
one
we
of your
did. We
artists.
did actually.
So perhaps you could tell this story because
Oh, I would love
it's
to.
just a good example of the type of placement and let's say sincere, let's say commitment you have to whatever project you're working on. But for
Well,
example,
for example, we started working with Wise Art, which is a platform for digital art. And so we started working with them. Antonio didn't want to go into NFTs because he's a true artist of and I said, no, you have to surf where surf needs to be. So let's do it. And so he created an NFT that we put on the platform. And this NFT won first prize gold, the gold prize for art um, in Davos in 2021. And we were on the NASDAQ tower after that with that beautiful painting, an NFT painting of his. And that gave us the opportunity not only to be seen on the NASDAQ tower, which was wonderful, but to go back to the NASDAQ tower 4 more times because he collaborated for human trafficking with the Queen of Spain and her foundation. And he donated one of his NFTs to that organization to get money, to raise funds for that foundation. And so we were again there. And then 2 other times we were also there because of 2 other NFTs that he had, won prizes for.
well,
So
bravo, bravo.
these are little things that sometimes you have to push the artist with care, with love, with taking your time, but forcing it so that they stay always on top. this was important.
Christine, you know that the mission of the Art Association is to encourage peaceful engagement through art in all its forms. I'm particularly interested in hearing your take from your managing, guiding, and promotion and psychological perspective. How do you believe art can encourage peace individually, in communities, and globally?
Well, art has this unique ability to bypass everything that's intellectual, your defenses, and speak directly to the soul. So peace starts within, and it invites us to slow down, to feel, to reflect, something we don't have time to do nowadays. So on an individual level, I would say that it can offer healing, hope, and a sense of connection to something bigger, higher than us. In communities, it can open up discussion where words have failed, and people are come together for a common cause, that of art. And so art reinforces communities and brings peace. And globally, I could say that art is a universal language. So it can bridge cultural differences. It can foster empathy, and where politics often fall short. So I see peace not as an abstract thing, but more like a practice. And art, when rooted in truth and courage, becomes one of the most powerful tools that we have for peace. In fact, the power of Antonio Natale's art is that by using out of circulation banknotes from the world over and throughout history, he gathers the people of the world under one same banner, that of art, and that is truly the sense of peace, in my sense. So I often call Antonio the artivist for peace.
A very important event annually in Geneva, quite frankly, are those which you stage, the exhibitions. And I think there is an incredibly unique mix of individuals from all parts of the world that attend in a very elegant but down-to-earth setting, where you not only show the visual art of your artists, but you also entertain with music and culinary, let's say, specialities, all of it bringing people that otherwise may not have the opportunity to share that moment of oneness together. And
Absolutely.
here again was out of recognition of that experience that I had, I sought you out for this discussion today.
Thank you very much. Indeed, we want to create something unforgettable, because coming to an exhibition is an experience. It can transform you. If you see an artwork on a picture of an artwork is one thing, but when you see the artwork in front of you, and you get to talk to the artist, you get to experience music that goes with it. Or I've had a person come and compose in front of Antonio's artwork. And all this creates this atmosphere that gives you that impact to be able to have a provocative reflection, creates dialogue. I'm sorry, and emotional resonance.
Well, I've had the pleasure of meeting Antonio on several occasions, and I would say he he exudes inner peace. And I
Yes.
think he provokes that amongst those that are in the room with him. I've seen him discuss his art, explain his art, um, and every occasion you sense this inner peace that he has and his love of being an artist, his chosen profession. It's just an amazing combination. And I would say the both of you as a team, each in your own right, complement each other so well. And of course, you with all the artists that you work with in this regard. What projects are you currently working on that you could let our audience in on?
Okay. So in 2025, starting with September, we're going to have a beautiful exhibition. It's a private exhibition here in Geneva, in a financial big institution. And then in October, we start a partnership with one of the most important and oldest jewelry houses of Geneva, Adler Joaillier, both in Geneva and Gstaad. And in 2026, we're working on traveling exhibition that will tour 7 Swiss cities, Geneva, Lausanne, Bern, Zurich, Lugano, and Zug, which will take place in 7 different museums, 777. And the exhibition will showcase the life cycle of money from its birth, involving, of course, the Swiss National Bank and other important entities of the financial realm, to its afterlife, its resurrection by Antonio Natale's artwork on out-of-circulation Swiss banknotes. So the exhibition will explore the material, symbolic, and emotional life of money, and trace a parallel to our own life path. So we're also going to involve and engage both local communities, international visitors, and partnering with institutions and public sponsors to bring this vision to life. And in another chapter in August of this year, I started a new mentoring project, which will involve new and emerging artists. And I intend to help them build strong foundations to advance their careers and enhance their careers. So if any artist that is watching this podcast, please contact me if you're interested. Don't hesitate.
Wow, what an incredible rollout that you have in store for Switzerland and the world, quite frankly. And, you know, we also very much support education and art, and of course, the message that art has an incredible influence on inner community and global peace. So I am so impressed with everything that's in store, and we wait with anticipation to participate, observe, and attend what sounds like an incredible August and September. Thank you
Yes.
so much. And now I must ask you, what message would you like to share with TAA's International Community of Artists for Peace?
Well, to all artists that work for peace, I want to say thank you. Thank you because your art is much needed. It's deeply, profoundly, and urgently needed. We live in a world where speed, noise, and divisions, dominate everything. And never underestimate the power, the quiet power of your work. I think that your practice offers sanctuary, and like you said, insight, transformation, and bring peace to people, to communities, and globally. So be courageous to express your views and your truth, because art without truth is merely an expression, and that's the only thing it is. But most importantly, I would like to suggest something that if all artists are willing to accept and put to practice, is don't isolate yourself. Go towards artists and share insights. Go and see what they do. read a lot about artists, their paths, what they've done, because learning is the most important thing for your growth.
Well, Christine, we're proud to say that among other things, over the last few years, TAA has developed into an international platform for a community of artists for peace. And we see artists from whatever form that they practice in New York, exchanging ideas with those in Iran, in Dubai, Geneva, creating collaborations and friendships based on this common belief and desire to infuse their art with the message of peace.
Yes.
Christine, thank you for sharing your time
Thank
and your
you.
perspective with us today.
Thank you very much, Sam. It's a lovely, lovely privilege for me. And I can't wait to see what other projects you are involved in to promote peace through art.
Well, you in particular, where your work at the intersection of psychology, cultural stewardship, and creative collaboration is a powerful reminder that art not only needs artists and creators, but also champions, protectors, and
Yes.
guides.
Yes.
On behalf of the Art Association and our international community of artists for peace, thank you for being part of this conversation and for the work you do to make peace possible through art, insight, and care.
Thank you, Sam. Have a nice day.
That's
Thank
a
you.
wrap.